Well, hello, dearies. Um, this is the first video on this channel that I'm doing, and I want to talk about bipolar disorder, specifically bipolar 2 disorder, which is what I was diagnosed with. And one of the main differences of having bipolar 2 disorder is you have something called hypomania, which is one of the moods that end up happening during an episode. So with bipolar 2, you do have the down depressive state. You do have a normal kind of like a baseline state. And then you also have what's called a hypomanic state. And with this video, I just kind of wanted to go over what I specifically went through once I got my diagnosis, and I really started paying attention to what I was feeling and what I was going through at the time. And I actually wrote it down, exactly what I was feeling during a hypomanic state. And I actually want to let you guys know textbook what hypomanic state should feel like. So this is textbook, and then I'm gonna go over what it is I actually went through. So there is one, two, three, four, five, six. There's 7 symptoms of a hypomanic episode. And these episodes have to be felt for some time, I believe. I believe if you feel this way consistently for at least 4 days, then it can be considered a hypomanic episode that you're going through. So the first one is an inflated self-esteem or grandiosity. The second one is a decreased need for sleep. You're more talkative than usual. You have a flight of ideas or subjective thoughts that just keep racing through your mind. Distractibility. So I guess you're easily distracted. I guess that's what that means. Increase in goal-oriented activities. And excessive involvement in activities that have a high potential for painful consequences. And let me tell you guys, when you're going through a hypomanic phase, you're just in the zone. I have to explain it as kind of being on a high, really. Kind of feeling like you took drugs without taking any drugs. Kind of feel like you drank maybe 10, 12 cups of coffee or something, if you could imagine that. You're just on a high, and you feel good. You feel great, actually. Like, that's one of the things I told my therapist. I said, I feel great. And he's like, I know. I couldn't understand why that was such a bad thing. Why did I need to seek treatment, at least for that part of the disorder? And from what I've read, I could be wrong, but from what I've read, that's a lot of work and stuff your mind is going through during a hypomanic phase. Excuse me. That's a lot of stuff your mind is going through. And you're just so excited all the time. And you just feel like this rush of energy. And that's a lot of work to put your brain through. And with all of that, later on in life, I could develop dementia, Alzheimer's, and all that stuff because of all the stress that my brain is being put on when I'm going through a hypomanic phase. So I actually wrote down the actual 11 things that I was actually feeling. And this may be, you may feel the same way and you may not have felt the same way, but this is just what I went through. So, and this episode actually lasted about a week. I would say this was in September, so that's when I wrote this stuff down. September 16th to the 23rd, which counts as a hypomanic phase. So I was feeling giddy, like I just wanted to laugh. Like I was just so happy and excited. Energetic is the second one. I was feeling happy. And I did mention, thoughts that keep running through your head. Well, what was going through my head all the time was a song. A song just kept going over and over and over in my head, and I didn't even like the song. The song wasn't even something that I liked. So, the song kept running through my head. I felt like reaching out to others. It was maybe after midnight, and I just had the urge to text people, reach out, see how they're doing, which goes in line with being talkative, because that's how I felt. Like I wanted to have a chit chat, or I wanted to talk, or I wanted to have a nice, good conversation with someone. My mind was definitely racing, and the odd thing about that is I couldn't pinpoint a specific thoughts. It was just a whole jumble of different things that I would be thinking. I was restless. Another thing is I get this urge, and this happens to me during a down phase, a depressive phase as well, where I just have this need to just take a deep breath. And it happens with both. Someone messaged me. Oh no. Anyway. And I just have this need to just, every once in a while, it's not consistent, but every once in a while, I just feel like I have to take a deep breath and then let it out. Like I have so much bent up feeling that it's like trying to escape somehow. Another thing that I was feeling was I was getting tingling all over my body, and they would come in waves. Like the tinglings would start from the top and work their way all the way to the bottom of my toes. And that's not a bad feeling either. But every now and again, tingling waves would come. And that also happens in a depressive state for me as well. Another interesting thing that I would feel is I don't know if you can wrap your mind around this, but I could feel that my pupils were dilated. Like I at this point, I didn't necessarily check to see it, but I felt like my pupils were dilated. And that's what hypomania does to me. I get excited. I just have the feeling like I just want to go on an adventure. And I know who to call for an adventure. But I would just feel so adventurous. Like I want to go out and do something. I don't want to stay home. I want to go do something. I want to go have some fun. I want to socialize. I want to meet people. And it's a very outgoing personality that overtakes me at that point. But anyway, dearies, I just wanted to share that with you on hypomania with bipolar 2 disorder. Have a good one. Take care.